Over the next few videos, I will be visiting some of Kent's most famous sites. Canterbury Cathedral, Dover Castle, Rochester Cathedral, and seeing how far I can stretch the budget. Good morning and welcome. Today we are heading off to Rochester and we're going to be going to Rochester Castle, Cathedral, and hopefully along to the Dickens House. I'm still in my little chalet in Kent, so I'm making the most of the next few days and seeing as much tourist stuff as I can before I have to head over to Europe. First of all, we've got to hop in the car. I think it's about an hour drive from where we're staying. You can get the train down from London and it's about £26.50 return. So from where I am, which is staying in Margate right now, it's cheaper to take the car, to be honest, and a lot easier. So that's what we're going to do.
Just hopping onto the M2, it's only about an hour away and I'm really looking forward to the mix of history and Dickens connections.
Wow, look at the size of that. We just arrived and the parking has cost £5, but we are parked right here. Look, Cathedral is literally there and on the other side of the car park is the castle. Perfect, let's go and have a look around. Just a little interesting fact, Rochester is the smallest city in the United Kingdom. Just arrived in the grounds and we're going to head off over there, I believe, to buy a ticket. I don't actually need to get the ticket today because I bought the English Heritage membership for £120 for the year for 2 people. We have definitely already had our money's worth so far, but I will let you know the individual pricing. This is also apparently the oldest Norman country. No, this is the oldest Norman castle in the country. So I'm over by the castle wall and there's a fantastic view here of the River Medway. Looking great. Apparently this is one of the best preserved Norman keeps in the whole of England. Although I lived in the UK for many years, it is a bit embarrassing that I've never actually visited this castle before. It's got one of the oldest Norman castles in the country, the second oldest cathedral, and it's also where Dickens wrote a lot of his books. Back in 1215 it was previously a wooden castle and was burnt down by King John, that's the bad king from Robin Hood. And he used the fat of 40 pigs to burn down the wooden defences and get inside. It's very precise, isn't it? Yeah, 40 pigs is quite a bit of medieval pettiness, to be fair. Prices are £9.50 per adult to get in. So I'm heading up the stairs to the keep entrance and there's 213 stairs. Of course there is. And this is what happens when you go backpacking around Southeast Asia for 6 months and then you think, oh, I'm just going to have a little leisurely trip to a nice day out in Kent. And then you get 213 stairs. I'm regretting my life choices on a daily basis. Right, off we go. I've got a free audio guide, which is really rather nice.
Wow, just look at the size of it. This place really towers over you.
So we're standing in the constable's room and as you can see just here all the way up you've got these big holes there. Those were the original floors and there is actually, well, there was once 3 different levels in here. Look at this staircase. Whoa, I bet we're heading up there. Now the audio guide tells me to go down the stairs first. So that is what we will do. They are very steep. So this area would have been used for keeping food and weaponry because it's much cooler down here. I think this in the middle here is the well shaft and apparently it was one of the most important things in a very long siege. And we've got these really interesting boxes that you can sniff, but as we're down in the castle cesspit, I think I'll give it a miss. Right, let's head back up now. These stairs are huge, Jesus. Just entering the old chapel, which is apparently above the entrance. We're standing in the chapel area, and it would have had no roof back in the day, so it's pretty plain. But the first timbers were actually, or the first timber castle was actually here in 1066. I was standing at the level of the old Great Hall, and just over there, through those huge arches, is the entrance to the Great Chamber. I bet back in the day it was absolutely stunning. We're at the mural level now, where the minstrels would have played. Lots of lovely tunnels to go through, but there's a lot of school kids making a hell of a noise right now. Hopefully they'll all sod off soon. Definitely had a good siege defence up here from the Medway. Up again. We are up on the battlements. Well, that's the castle done, and it was really interesting. Very noisy with all the kids, but kids will be kids, won't they? We are going to head over there to the cathedral. Literally right across the road from the castle. Cathedral. This is England's second oldest cathedral, and it was founded in 604 AD. Thank you, Mr. Darcy. Just outside the cathedral is this magnificent old tree. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's go and take a look around. First thing that hits you when you come in here is the size of this place. It is absolutely huge. Look at it. It is so beautiful in here. Now, I've said before many a times, I'm not religious, but I really do admire the architecture. The size of this place. I don't know what I expected, but it's even more impressive than Canterbury in my opinion. Look at the organ. That was all hidden away in Canterbury Cathedral. I bet there's been some history here.
The cathedral has been here for nearly 1,000 years, and it's still an active working church. It's also really cool and calm inside, which makes it a real haven on a hot day like today.
This is the chapter doorway, and it's back to 1350 AD, but look at it. It's absolutely stunning. Look how wonky this all looks. Oh, they've only got a cafe in the crypt. Now, Mr. Darcy cannot miss a trick like that, can he? Let's go and get him a cup of tea. Great selection of homemade cakes. So I got myself a nice little slice of vegan cake. I am on a diet, but it's all within the calories, so who cares? Mr. Darcy has got himself a mint magnum. But what a lovely place to sit and have a cup of tea. Perfect. So apparently this crypt was used as a storeroom in the medieval period, and it's one of the best surviving Norman crypts in the country. The arches down here are just, and I know I keep saying it, but they are really gorgeous. Look at it all. Architecture is incredible. Right, so let's head back up and into the town. Apparently Rochester High Street is really quite amazing, full of Dickens-inspired buildings. No, full of buildings that inspired Dickens, and also lots of independent shops, which will be quite nice. So for my cup of tea, a can of Dr. Pepper for Mr. Darcy. He also had a mint magnum, and I had a lovely piece of vegan carrot cake. Came to £10.30. Not too bad. If you go out through the back of the cathedral, there's this beautiful gardened area, and you can really see the scale of this place. It's absolutely huge. And we're going to head off to Rochester High Street, and already you can see the old timber buildings. seriously got some history here. Look how wonky these walls are. Yeah, I said how wonky the walls are. The Wonky House, 44 High Street. For that little alleyway, we're going to turn left, head up here and just have a wander. These buildings are beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Now this is the old Guildhall Museum. Should we go and have a look around? It's £5 each to enter, so let's have a look. So we're inside the building. What a beautiful hallway they have. Look at that. Grand staircase. There's the old whipping post. Might have to put Mr. Darcy there if he doesn't behave himself. Right, let's head up the stairs first. Oh, he fell over. Fantastic model of the castle. This is the image of the Dickens chalet here, and they've got the whole room set up as his writing room. Such a lot of history about him here. Definitely worth a visit in here, really full of information. And as usual, like the Muppet I am, I'm walking the wrong way around. So we're going backwards in history. Oh, wow, look at this place.
This is the main Guildhall itself, and it dates back to the 1690s and was once centre to the city's civic life, hosting council meetings, ceremonies and grand banquets. The room features impressive artwork and displays, including replicas of the crown jewels. It's easy to imagine the formal banquets and receptions held here over the centuries.
Just entering the Medway River Gallery. If you don't know, there is a huge naval history here at the Chatham and Gillingham, I think it's Gillingham, definitely Chatham dockyards anyway. And we're just entering the exhibition of the hulks. Oh wow, this is so cool. I didn't expect it to be like this in here. Apparently, if you didn't know, like I didn't know until a few seconds ago, hulks were the old military ships that had all their interiors stripped out and were used to house the Napoleonic prisoners of war. Horrible. Gonna head down to the lower decks. I've got another one of these smell me things. It says smell the deck with all the unwashed bodies. No thanks. Guildhall Museum is absolutely fantastic. Definitely give it a visit. I wasn't expecting it at all. I didn't even know it was here. Really, really interesting. Kids would love this place also. Right, gonna head down the high street and see if we can find any Dickensy things. There's a traditional pie and mash shop here. Oh, what a muppet. Look behind me. There is the very famous Dickens chalet. Look at that. How beautiful. Apparently this chalet was gifted to Charles Dickens as a flat pack by a French actor back in 1864. So do you think that might be the first ever flat pack house? It hasn't always stood here. It used to be in the grounds of Gad's Hill Place, which I think nowadays, if I'm right, is a big private school. Used to be a private school for girls. I think it still is. Another little interesting fact, this was a piece of the original road that was excavated in Strood. It was built back in 1897. Imagine bumping along those old cobbles in your horse and cart. Now this is the building you're looking for if you're looking for the chalet, because it's just through there in the back garden. Well, I was going to go into the Eastgate House, that huge big one there with all the Dickens history in it, but sadly, it's shut today. Today's a Friday. Says it opens Saturday, so I don't know. But if you're coming to visit, definitely check the opening times before you get here, unlike me. This place is so full of windy little paths. And they all seem to head back straight to the cathedral. This is the bridge chamber house that was built in 1387 alongside the stone bridge. I'm guessing it's the gatehouse for the original bridge that was built here. There was one built in the Roman times, and then one was built a little later on, and then the third one was built in the Victorian times, which I believe is the one that's still standing now. There's actually two bridges. There's one for the cars, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's one for the trains that runs alongside. We're back round on the riverfront now, and we're just going to walk back up through the castle back to the car park, but look at that for a view. Imagine coming down the river and seeing that. It'd scare the living daylights out of you, wouldn't it? I guess that was the point. Right, we're going to head up through the old gate and head back to the car. And I just wanted to say that I've had a great day today. I've really, really enjoyed Canterbury. I've really enjoyed Rochester. It's actually been quite a surprise. It is definitely worth coming and visiting, either if you're into history or you like anything to do with Dickens, or if you just want to see a real old English city or town with lots of beautiful Tudor buildings, etc. Absolutely stunning.
That's it from me, so please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you next week back in Europe.